Welcome to 5 Questions. I'm Kevin Wilson, Executive Director of the Ohio District. Today we'll be at Redeemer Lutheran Church in Charleston, West Virginia. We'll have 5 questions for Steve Ketzel, the co-founder of a ministry the congregation uses to attract people to its campus so they can have opportunities to share Christ and also form relationships, see if people may be drawn into the congregation. We were attracted to Redeemer because this model of attraction fits the way we train churches to go about outreach. First, find a need in the community. Find a cause in the local community. Second, find members who want to meet that need, who share the cause, and connect them up. And in connecting them, you will form relationships. You'll get opportunities to either share Christ or invite people to hear about Jesus. So, I think you're going to find that Redeemer Lutheran Church was quite creative in how they went about the ministry. How might your church go about attracting the community by meeting community need? All right. So what inspired Redeemer to construct a disc golf course?
Truly what inspired Redeemer to construct a disc golf course is Little Creek Park had a 9-hole disc golf course. Did not allow us to expand that disc golf course whatsoever. So just being the kind of person I am, or along with Greg Bradford, is we were upset and said, okay, you won't let us work on your course, we're going to build our own course. And we went to the church council and said, we'd like to build a disc golf course on Redeemer property, which we had plenty of acres to do. And it's going to help bring people to our church. And everybody kind of looked at us funny. But truly it has worked. That's what inspired us to do that and give us something for our kids, inside the church or any kids outside the church to play.
Okay, and that leads into the big question of why. Why go into the course right next to a church?
Why go to the course right next to a church? Real simple answer there is, again, it doesn't cost anything to play. And number 2 is, you want to come to the church, we got a safe haven. There's plenty of parents that drop kids off here, and they know that if they drop those kids off, and those kids are anywhere from 5-year-olds to 18-year-olds, even up to 17-year-olds, where a parent with a teenager says, I need to know my child is safe and in a Christian atmosphere. So they literally drop them off here to me and say, they're good, right, Steve? And they'll just look me in the eye and say, they're absolutely good. I'll be here the whole time. Do I have to babysit them? Absolutely not. But they're right here on the course, and everything's good. Again, with that leading in, that how can I get those kids to cross across that threshold to come into that church? In other words, how do we get somebody to cross from outside of the church, inside of the church, in a very non-threatening manner?
Okay. All right. So what are some of the other ways that the golf course has helped, this course has helped you connect people to the church?
In other ways to connect people to the church, the pastor right now goes down to Live on the Levee, which is where bands play every Friday, and he takes a disc golf basket down to Live on the Levee, and that's his lead-in to try to get people to come to the church. He'll be putting with a basket. Not that pastor's all great, he could shoot me for doing this, but and he'll miss the percentage of his putts. However, kids, parents, anybody will come up and say, what are you doing? And they take that disc and they'll try it. And then pastor will, and he's got a team that goes down there with him every Friday night. He'll go down there with a team, and they'll pass out koozies or some kind of literature about the church, and people get to know us about we're the church on the hill that's got disc golf. Again, how do we get people to cross that line to come up to the church?
Very good. All right. What's one of your favorite stories that's happened because of the disc golf course?
Probably the favorite story is what we call the Jacob Freddykin story. We all here at Redeemer are trying to help with disc golf. We have Don comes out, has made a bunch of rocks and sayings, and the pastors help with sayings, and then people will ask about those sayings. They'll see the Bible verse and they'll ask you about it, and we try to be very non-threatening about that Bible verse and just discuss it with them. We're never pushy about let's come inside the church. But again, not that we're targeting people, but at that point probably 4 years ago, Jacob Freddie King was, and you could see him asking those questions. He'd read that Bible verse and then ask you that question. What does that mean? I'm not understanding what that means. And you explain it to him, and then you're in a very, very nice way and say, listen, you know, that door is open to the church. We're here open. Every 10:45 is that service every Sunday. So, again, just that personal gratification, as you would say, you know, years back, is now you got Jacob Freddie King, who walked across with his wife, at that time had no kids, now have 2 kids, both being baptized in the church, to watch those come through and to know that they're, you know, he come via disc golf, and he also serves on the board of trustees right now. So that's a win-win situation.
Yeah, definitely. What advice would you give to other churches considering starting something like a disc golf course to connect with their community?
My advice to other churches is real simple. Go out there, reach, do anything. I don't care if it's disc golf. I don't care if it's football. I don't care if you do a party for baseball. Let's take Vacation Bible School. What's stopping Vacation Bible School to going to somewhere else instead of holding VBS on at the church? There's nothing stopping from VBS being in some park someplace and reaching out and trying to go get that. Again, this is my personal opinion. People will not walk across that. Our society is not going to walk across that threshold and walk in and say, here, I'm here, you know, welcome me with open arms. That's just not going to happen. If we don't go out and reach to get those Christians, forthcoming Christians, I think we're going nowhere, and that's not what the great command is.